emotions through sadness and happiness on the pout fish.
Thank you. Kaya?
I like that you change voices.
You like pout fish?
You switch from characters and how your voice reflected their personality.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so that's how I want you guys to read. I want you guys to read with feeling and emotion and excitement and whatever the author is trying to articulate, that's what I want you guys to do. So for this assignment, you guys are going to practice that skill. I'm going to have you with the same partners that we've had for reading this week. So we have partner A and partner B. And we're going to have partner A be the narrator. And we're going to have partner B be the Papa and Esperanza. And you guys are going to use your iPads to record. Then you guys, since you guys will be starting at different times, once you're done recording, I want you to look at your fluency check sheet and I want you to use it to say, hey, when I was reading my character voices, so your character voices are going to be on your check sheet for this worksheet, and your narrator voices are going to be the fluent reader checklist. Does everyone understand? So you are each going to discuss that with your partner. How did I do? Did I read that? Do you think I did that? Yes, I think I like the way you did this. You're going to give that feedback to each other. And then I'm going to bring the group back together. We're going to go ahead and then switch roles. And now, if you are the narrator, you become Papa and Esperanza, and the other person becomes the narrator. Does anyone have any quick questions? Kaya? Yes, absolutely. You're going to make sure that you highlight and check with both check sheets.
To record this. 1924. Our land is alive, Esperanza, said Papa, taking her small hand as they walked through the gentle slopes of the vineyard. Leafy green vines draped the arbors, and the grapes were ready to drop.
Hi, guys. So how did your reading go?
Oh, it went really well. Kaya did really well as well. I really enjoyed it.
So what are some things that we're working on for fluency? What are some things that you guys discussed?
I'm going to try always checking for understanding. I'm not that good at doing that.
Okay. And what are you going to work on?
Avoiding being a dramatic actor and being super over the top.
So sometimes you're too dramatic when you read. And Neil, how do you think you're going to fix checking for understanding? Are you going to make sure that everything makes sense as you read, or are you going to look up new vocabulary words?
I think I'm going to try using the dictionary a lot.
I like that strategy. Okay, so while I was watching you guys record, I noticed in the first reading here that for when you were doing the narrator, I noticed how lovely you did your self-correction for Arbor. How did you know that it didn't sound right?
Because it said Aber, and there's supposed to be an R.
So you left out the R and you self-corrected it. I like that. There was also another word in there that we had at the beginning that I don't think we self-corrected. So let's look through this. Can you read this line for me, please?
Said Papa, taking her small hand as they walked through the gentle slopes of the vineyard.
Now, have you heard of the vineyard or have you heard of a vineyard?
Vineyard.
So when we read, can you think of any of the rules that would help you understand that it's a vineyard instead of a vineyard?
There are two words put together.
Two words put together. And then sometimes when that happens with multiple vowels, you leave off the E, it becomes silent, right? And the first letter is predominant. So very good. I like that. I like how you self-corrected here. And I know that we have the words, so there's a few rules we should probably practice a little more. Does anyone have any questions for me on your worksheets?
I don't think so.
Wonderful. Yes, what question do you have?
I read to learn.
Yeah. So part of fluency is not just reading books that we enjoy. Like this book that we're going to be learning is really fun and it's a good book to read. Sometimes it's a little hard because we're going to read about some hardships that she's going to go through. But when you learn to read, you read for enjoyment and fun. And you also have to learn for fluency in textbooks. So reading to learn is important because you want to build the skills in all areas, not just for a fun, enjoyable book, but you want to be able to understand what you're reading. You want to make sure that what you're reading makes sense. Does everyone understand?
Yeah.
Wonderful. I love the teamwork. I love the dialogue you guys were having. You guys seem to be very respectful of readers with each other and helping and guiding each other. I really like this partner pair share. All right. Class, 1 more minute. Okay, class, it looks like everybody is done with the first part and you guys did a wonderful job sharing. I'm going to give the class another handful of marbles. You guys did an outstanding job. I really, really like the interactions and the feedback you guys were giving one another. So this time now we're going to switch roles. Now, if you were the narrator, you are now going to read as Papa and Esperanza. And if you were Papa and Esperanza, you will now take the role of the narrator. Please don't forget to record.
So I guess you're the narrator then? Yeah, I'm gonna record. Alright. 1924. Our land is alive, Esperanza, said Papa, taking her small hand as they walked through the gentle slopes of the vineyard. Leafy green vines draped the arbors. The grapes were ready to drop.
So how do you guys think you did?
I thought I did pretty well. Yeah.
So I noticed some key things when I was listening and walking around. So Neil, I noticed for you, sometimes you would come across a word, but you reread and you self-corrected. And I liked how when you came across a word, you paused for a moment and then you got the word and then you read it fluently after. So that's exactly what we want to see. We want to see self-correction. We want to see reading with fluency. So timing, speed, accuracy, etc. and with comprehension. So I love the way that you were able to take some of those skills and apply them. And Kaya, hey, this time I noticed that you weren't so dramatic with your character roles like last week. I think you did a wonderful job actually taking the characters' perspective into account when you were reading. So that was a wonderful skill that I liked how you applied it. Any other questions or any other feedback that you had with one another that you want to share?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
I thought that Kaya not only was less dramatic, but I felt like Kaya kind of knew it a little bit more and was able to see it in what I think was better.
So you think she maybe connected with the characters or maybe heard how you read it this time and was able to relate more?
Yeah.
Kaya, do you think you felt that way or do you want to share?
I think that you did a great job reading super clearly and talking right after I finished.
Yeah. You guys did a wonderful job. I love the interactions that you guys have. Thank you guys for being such great, respectful partners. I'm going to go check on the other groups, okay? We'll be wrapping up. Class, we have about 2 more minutes before we're done. Welcome back, class. Please have a seat. Thank you for picking all the iPads up. I appreciate us not leaving those on the floor and cleaning up and bringing your books back to your desk. Wonderful job. I love the interactions. I love the feedback I heard. I loved hearing the fluency improve this week. That was marvelous. I love that. So for our next exercise, we're going to practice reading to our first grade buddies. So you guys picked a book. We've been practicing reading for the last couple weeks. And most of you are at the point where you're ready to record yourself reading so that you can hear yourself back. So if you're ready for that phase and you're ready to read to me after that, raise your hands and I'll come around. For right now, I want you to pick your favorite book and start reading.
So this is from The Perfect Nest. Soon enough, a chicken came along. Garabum! She cried. A perfect nest! She hopped up and laid a small egg. Then a duck waddled by. Sacre bleu! She cried. The perfect nest! The duck pushed the chicken down, hopped up.
Neil, I think you are definitely ready to record. There's a couple quick things that I want to give you some feedback. I love the character voices and the excitement and how you took on a personality for each of the characters between the chicken, the duck, and the goose. One quick check. It's pronounced caramba. Caramba. Okay? Can you say that?
Caramba!
Caramba. You can can actually say it better than I can with rolling R. Thank you, Neil. Okay, I think you are ready to read to your buddy this week. All right, Kai, you said you were ready to record?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's hear it.
Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere.
Kaya, thank you for reading that. I think you are on the right track, and I think you are just about ready to record. So, for your story here, I want you just to be a little bit more grumpy, because here you ask, Sam is telling him over and over again to try green eggs and ham, and he's getting frustrated and mad. So you want to be grumpy. I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham.
I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham.
Oh, I love it. Perfect character voice. All right, so I want you to continue doing that 2 more times, and then I think you're ready to record. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, thank you, class. For those of you who are not in the desks areas, please come back to your seats. Wonderful. It looks like everybody's back in your seats. You have your books and you have your iPads and devices. Thank you for not leaving them on the floor. Okay, and as part of this lesson, since we are trying to make sure we dissect and understand everything, we want to go into the characters and actually go through the story and what we're reading. So who remembers characters? Can somebody tell me the characters in the story that we've read so far? Neil?
Esperanza and Papa.
Yeah. So our character is Esperanza, and she's 6 years old, and her dad. The setting? Kaya?
The vineyard.
And challenges and experiences? Neil?
That she had, that one of her experiences was being with her dad.
Being with her dad, and what were they doing?
They were feeling the earth.
Yeah. So when we cite our text as we go through this chapter, we want to make sure that we use text that we find evidence. So I have here an example of what we're going to be eventually working on. The little girl and her papa were walking through the vineyard. Esperanza wants to talk, but her father wants her to learn how to listen to the land. And the example that I used for that is this whole valley breathes and lives. I just have it in quotes, just like the characters talking. And then I put the page number so we know where to find it. Shh, he said. You can feel the earth's heartbeat when you are still and quiet. She stared at her papa, not wanting to say a word, not wanting to lose the sound, not wanting to forget the feel of the heart of the valley. So you notice how I put the page numbers? We're going to go over that more in our lessons later this afternoon. Can somebody tell me a little bit about the theme then? Okay.
She and her dad learned to care for nature and really experience it.
Yeah, so it's kind of the whole concept of taking care of nature, right? Appreciating the land. Taking the time to appreciate and observe what's around you. Taking the time to be part of nature, right? They took a moment out of their day to listen to the land. How cool is that? Okay, so now that we understand the story that we've just read, for our exit tickets, because we have recess in about 10 minutes, is to insert your video on Google Classroom. Okay, when you're done with that, you may then go on to Spelling City and you can practice your vocabulary, or you may do free reading. Okay, thank you.
Before recess, we went over our I can statements and ended our lesson on fluency.